I'm particularly interested in what's called secondary prevention. So let me explain that briefly. In Alzheimer's disease and most other conditions like it, there is a very long period, which might be 10 years, it might even be as long as 20 years, when the disease starts but causes no symptoms. So the disease to a biologist is already happening, but the disease to the patient hasn't yet started. We can identify people in that stage if, and it's a big if, but if we had a treatment that was effective in that stage, it would feel to the patient like prevention, because the disease itself would be stopped and the symptoms would never start. Now, can we find such a thing? I don't know. But even if we could slow down the transition from preclinical to clinical, it would potentially have a very big effect. So that secondary prevention, I'm a real enthusiast for, and we're trying to find new drugs for that stage. When you talk about risk protection, I think that's more what some people would think of as primary prevention, stopping it from even happening in the first place. Well, if I'm honest, I've been a bit of a skeptic about that. It seems to me to be very, very difficult, intrinsically unlikely, and I may be wrong on that. And I'm really impressed by some studies that are being done now, especially the finger trial by Mia Kiva-Pelto, other data from the US suggesting that exercise and other interventions just might be preventative. And so I started off skeptical. I'm not fully convinced yet, but honestly, it's looking really promising.
And I think one of the really important things is about 35% of dementia is potentially preventable. And you know, we've now beginning to get a better understanding of some of the factors that might be important in that. So I think really getting that into the public domain a little bit more, and beginning to think about not just giving information, but how we actually start building public health kind of programs that actually help to start change lifestyles in a positive way.
I'm also very excited about some initiatives that Alzheimer's Association is involved with to try and prevent Alzheimer's disease using a lot of different factors at once. These are multi-domain studies, so physical activity will be part of it, but also diet and managing risk factors and perhaps some cognitive training part of it.